She was 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, carried a .38 under her apron, and knocked out cowboys for fun. When Montana banned women from saloons, the mayor made one exception for her. Born enslaved, she became the first black woman to carry U.S. mail, fought off wolf packs in blizzards, and once had a gunfight at a convent. Her name was Mary Fields, and she lived so freely that even Hollywood couldn't forget her. This is Hickman County, Tennessee, around 1832. Mary Fields was born into slavery with no birth date, no freedom, and no future beyond servitude. But when the Civil War ended in 1865, according to the National Postal Museum, Mary was emancipated and began reinventing herself in ways nobody expected. She worked steamboats on the Mississippi, landed at an Ursuline convent in Toledo, Ohio, and then when her friend Mother Amadeus fell deathly ill with pneumonia in Montana in 1884, Mary rushed west to save her life. Montana territory in the 1880s was brutal. According to the National Park Service, fewer than 1% of Montana's population was black, and even fewer were women. But Mary didn't care about statistics. She hauled freight, repaired buildings, grew vegetables, and did what they called men's work without asking permission. The nuns weren't ready for her personality. She drank whiskey, smoked cigars, cursed like a mule skinner, and wore men's clothing. Then came the incident. According to historical records from St. Peter's Mission, Mary got into an argument with a white male janitor who didn't like taking orders from a black woman. They both drew guns on each other. The bishop demanded she leave, but Mary Fields wasn't done making history. In 1895, at 60 years old, according to U.S. Postal Service records, she became the first African-American woman and only the second woman in America to secure a Star Route mail contract. Her route? 34 miles of unforgiving Montana wilderness between Cascade and St. Peter's Mission. She drove a stagecoach donated by Mother Amadeus, carrying a rifle and a .38 Smith & Wesson revolver to fight off bandits, thieves, and wolves. The Great Falls Examiner later reported she broke more noses than any other person in central Montana. She had a standing bet at the local saloon. $5 and a glass of whiskey, said she could knock out any cowboy in Cascade with a single punch. Nobody collected. According to Britannica, when the snow was too deep for her horses, she delivered mail on snowshoes, carrying 50-pound sacks on her shoulders. She never missed a single day in 8 years. But here's what makes Mary unforgettable. Despite her reputation as a brawler, she loved children. She babysat most of the town's kids, spent her wages buying them treats, and grew flowers to give away as bouquets. The town loved her so much that when she chose March 15th as her birthday, since she never knew her real one, Cascade closed its schools every year so children could celebrate with her. One of those children was a young boy named Gary Cooper, who would become a Hollywood legend. In 1959, Cooper wrote in Ebony magazine, "Born a slave somewhere in Tennessee, Mary lived to become one of the freest souls ever to draw a breath, or a .38. In 1914, sensing death approaching, Mary tried to slip away quietly into the woods behind her house, not wanting to burden anyone. 2 boys found her lying in the snow. She was taken to Columbus Hospital in Great Falls, where she died on December 5, 1914. Her funeral was held in the largest building in Cascade, the Pastime Theater, and the entire town attended. She's buried in Hillside Cemetery, where her grave still stands today. Mary Fields shattered every limitation placed on her by race, gender, and age. She lived on her terms in a world that told her she had no right to. What would you do if society tried to box you in? Drop your thoughts below. Hit follow because we're digging up more badass forgotten heroes who rewrote history with their bare hands. and share this with someone who needs to know that freedom isn't given, it's taken.